Do not know how long I've been waiting to do this video. I was just praying the Tigers would take a sweep from the Indians, and that's what they did. Indians fans, let's go back about a month ago. You guys were 18 for 22, if I can remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. 18 for 22 in your last 22 games. I think you're about 7 games over 500. And you have a 2.5 game lead on the Tigers in the Central in May. I come on here and saying you don't win the division in May. You can brag about being in first all you want now in May, but that means absolutely nothing. Nothing until the season is over. Season is not over. But in the course of a month span, not only have the Tigers taken control of the division, the Indians have fallen back under 500, just like I said they would. They're now 5.5 games back of the Tigers, and the Tigers are holding a commanding lead in the AL Central of 5.5 games, just like I said they would. Now I know you want me to gloat down here about the Tigers are in first place and everything else, but I'm not going to. You know why? Because it's June. Season's not over yet. But, like I said, gloat all you want, Indians fans, but you don't win the division after May. You don't make the playoffs after May, and you were in the same exact spot the last 3 years. It's going to be going on 3 years of first place in May, and you fall off. And you might be falling off right now, and it's not even the second half yet. It's not even the All-Star break. You still got a few weeks left. So, dumb Indians fans, you still going to win the Central now? Because right now your team is awful. You can't hit. You've lost 11 straight road games. Your pitching staff is shit. And I remember someone was telling me Ubaldo was turning back into an ace. Yeah. So like I said, I'm not going to gloat that the Tigers are in first place. Because the job's not done yet. Not even by a long shot. But they're back in first place, just like I said they would be. And they got a nice, comfortable lead, just like I knew they would. So, Indians fans, once again, shut your mouths. Royals fans, Twins fans, goes for you too. I'm not trying to act like the Tigers are the greatest team in the AL or the greatest team ever. I'm stating fact about the division and how overrated all your teams were coming into this season, and how you morons, especially Twins fans, when they swept us, or took 2 or 3, I should say, at the start of the season, and act like they're going to have this outstanding season. Don't work like that, people. You need to understand the concept of a 162-game season. Look at the big picture. Like I said, it's not over yet. Tigers have a few more months left, hopefully remaining in first place and getting the job done. Because 5 games disappear very quickly if you go on a losing streak and say the Indians get hot and the Royals have won 5 straight. But, like I said, Indians fans, shut your mouth. So, I already told you what happens, but let's go through the game. JV was on the bump for the first game against Ubaldo Jimenez, and JV went 7 innings again, and Jimenez was awful. Tigers getting plenty of run support. He's been getting a lot of run support every time out. JV only gave up 3 runs over 7 innings. And there was a bit of controversy after this game. JV was coming out of the game, and Leland usually gives what they call the handshake of death, where if he's going to pull out a pitcher after he's done with that inning, he usually meets him at the dugout, steps for a handshake. But Verlander saw he was going to do that and went all the way to the other side of the dugout to try to avoid the handshake, just so he could maybe squeak out another inning, because he retired the Indians on 7 pitches in that 7th inning. But Leland quickly hunted him down. He's like, no, you're done. Benoit came out, and then I believe Valverde came out. And there was a bit of controversy after this game, like Leland and Verlander are feuding, but it's like, shut your mouths, people. I mean, the sports media is such a bunch of gossipers that will do anything to create a storyline. It's pathetic. It really is. But nothing came of it. Verlander said Leland can be mad if he wants to be mad, but the Tigers won. Game 2, Ricky P went up against Carlos Carrasco. And, man, Ricky P, over his last 8 starts, this is how good he's been. He has a 3.23 over his last 8 starts. In 50 innings, he has 51 strikeouts. You know, I know Porcello goes through good stretches every year, but it's usually a 4 or 5 game start. That's 8 straight starts in a row by Porcello that he has been pitching lights out baseball. He's striking out guys at a higher clip than I've ever saw him strike out before. From a stuff standpoint, his sinker looks awesome. His curveball, he's finally featuring it regularly, and it's got good depth and break on it. He's throwing it in any kind of count. He looks like a rejuvenated pitcher that I've never saw before out of him, and he's pitching outstanding baseball right now. He's brought his ERA from all the way up from 11 down to 4.86, so he's been pitching really, really good baseball. Like I said, a 3.23 ERA over his last 8 starts, 51 strikeouts and 50 innings from that guy. Unbelievable. Tigers rewarded him 6-4. It kind of got shaky a little bit here at the end because Valverde comes out and gives up 2 freaking home runs. One to Jason, I was good 8 years ago, Giambi, and the other one to I forget, but I can't remember. But it was Ryan Rayburn, I think. Yeah, it was Ryan Rayburn. And speaking of Ryan Rayburn, today Alvarez was making his debut, Jose Alvarez, because Sanchez has a little bit of shoulder stiffness, so they skipped his start. And man, this kid came out and he pitched a gem. He had a no-hitter through 4 innings. He ended up striking out 6 over 7 innings pitched. 6 or 7 innings pitched. I listened to the entire game on the radio. So 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He allowed his lone run to Ryan Rayburn, and when Rayburn was coming around the base, Miguel Cabrera chucked his gum at him. They're friends. You could tell it's a playful gesture. Rayburn got a kick out of it. God damn, I can't talk. Rayburn got a kick out of it. Drew Smyly comes out, 2 innings of scoreless relief. Merrimark comes out and gets the save pretty easily, and he struck out Ryan Rayburn down the series. And the Cleveland Indians leave Comerica Park swept. So, we move on to the next series. KC, we go off to KC for 3 games, and the Royals this year have not played good at all at home. They don't play really good at all at home, really ever. I don't know why. But we go off to KC, and I like playing at Kauffman Park, to be honest with you. Kauffman Stadium, I should say. The Royals are only 15-15 at home. That's not good at all. I like playing at Kauffman Stadium a lot. I think it's a really beautiful park. Pfister goes up against Jeremy Guthrie. And Guthrie's been pitching pretty good this year. 6-3 record, 3.66 ERA, 1.33 WHIP, pretty respectable for that guy. Game 2 is Max Scherzer, who's been goddamn good. He's been awesome good. Up against Wade, I'm a huge disappointment so far this year. Davis, so far he is 3-5 on the year, 56 strikeouts, a WHIP closing in on 2, and it has a 5.66 ERA. So, Verlander goes up against James Complete Game Shields for the 3rd game of the series on Wednesday. James Shields on the air, I feel terribly sorry for because he's got a 2-6 record, 84 strikeouts, 2.81 ERA, and a 1.10 WHIP. Pitching like an ace. Pitching like a freaking ace, but he cannot get any run support. You know, his last time out goes 7 innings, gives up 2 earned runs, and he gets the loss. So, what can you do? Then, that wraps up the series. Then we head off to Minnesota, but that's another video. Like I said, guys, great series by the Tigers. The Tigers just have been, the last 4 games have been playing awesome. Over their last 14 games, the Tigers' ERA, starters' ERA as a collective whole is under 270. It's nuts. They're striking out guys at a higher pace than anyone. They got 3 starters in the top 6 for strikeouts. Their offense, where it's ranked 2nd in runs, 1st in batting average, 2nd on base, 4th in slugging percentage overall in baseball. And then starters, pitching wise, 8th in ERA, 2nd in quality starts, 3rd in WHIP, 4th in batting average. We just got guys that can flat out pitch. You know, if our bullpen was a little bit better on the back end side of it, you know, I'd feel really confident right now. But the Tigers have still underachieved a bit. You know, they are 9 games over 500, but they should be definitely higher than they are because they have played a lot better than the record shows. But great series, and I can't wait to when I go to Cleveland next month on July 8th. I'm going to be decked out in my Tigers gear to cheer, to haggle all 5 Indians fans that go to the Progressive Field. So, have a good one, guys. Go Tigers.